Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today's little vest pocket video is a eulogy to the death of Jaeger-LeCoultre Geophysic watches. There are only two watches of this type of model called the Geophysic, but to me they were the favorite. I think I have, if I like a watch, they get rid of it. Patek Philippe got rid of the Gondolo. Rolex got rid of the Cellini Prince. And now Jaeger-LeCoultre has gotten rid of the Geophysic. So that's the way it goes. Now this first one that they have is called the Geophysic 2 Seconds. And we had some materials on this before. This was introduced in 2015. 5 years is all they got before boop, down it went. And what it is basically a jumping second. A lot of times these are called doctor's watches, and the old ticker went dip, 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 dip like that. And they had a brand new movement called the 770 that was used on both of the watches that made up the Geophysic line of watches. They had them with bracelets and different metals and so forth, but basically it was these two watches. Now, to me, it combined the absolutely most unimaginative dial with one of the most imaginative movements. I mean, it's sort of like Beauty and the Beast, or you look at this and then you turn it over, and what's inside is really an incredible movement. And these are, for this kind of watch, is one of those ones that is see as unnoticed, but watch collectors, I think if they don't, they should appreciate what's in this watch. Now, the other watch that came with it was called the Universal Time. Here's another watch that's really a very neat watch. It has the same movement, except they put a universal time module on top. It's called the 772 instead of the 770. But again, you have from the North Pole looking down, every one of the cities arrayed around the map is where it belongs, where it is in the world. And so you can, if you look at like Midway, who knows where Midway is? Well, it's in the middle of the Pacific, literally midway between the United States and I think Japan, or midway between the Hawaiian Islands and Japan, one of those two. But it's in the middle of the ocean, that's for sure. And you can see where it is just by glancing at it. And then there are two outer rings for the cities. See, red ones are to the east of the prime meridian, which is the GMT meridian in Greenwich, England. And then the blue ones are to the west of it, which include the United States and so forth. Okay, now there's a 24-hour ring inside the two placement rings, so place rings, and it moves, and so you can take a quick look at it and tell what time it is on a 24-hour time, any place in the world. Now the movement itself, the caliber 770, is now the bridges and plates have the Côte de Genève, the Geneva wave, not a big deal. And the en large is sheer. It's not rounded and it's not polished. So on the one hand, it's okay, but it's not great. But they got that nice big gold rotor in the shape of the JLC logo. And then they have the GyroLab balance. Let's take a look at the GyroLab balance. That balance, what they developed was a balance that they wanted to increase the accuracy by cutting down on the air resistance. And so instead of having it all the way around, they have on either end what looks like, if you just take half of it, it looks like an anchor. And the amount of work that goes into that is fairly significant. To have the jumping second, they have they use a hairspring and then what's called a spiral spring, which is a type of hairspring, I suppose. And both of those work together. The jumping second and the spring, the balance spring, they have to have a very close coordination, and it's a brilliant, absolutely brilliant movement in this watch. And like I said, it's in both of the Geophysics. Now, to me, I see this as an opportunity where prices may drop a bit because of this, because they're no longer on the Jaeger-LeCoultre site, but you can find them in the secondary market. And since they weren't popular, and that's why Jaeger-LeCoultre got rid of it, which is a shame to me, but that's the way, I'm not in charge of it, and I would be in charge of losing money. So anyway, well, listen, I'd like to get your opinion about this and any kind of insights you have, because the Jaeger-LeCoultre fans were complaining they didn't have a new movement. Then they came out not only with a new one, but a brilliant one. Grumble, grumble. Okay, this is an invitation to subscribe if you'd like. Until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Outside, the Art and Science of Watch Collection.